Right. Hello. Assalamualaikum. My name is Zaidan. Welcome back to the first episode. Numero uno. Not exactly numero uno. Why am I talking? Anyway, welcome to episode 1 of the Lazy Podcast. Zaidan's Lazy Podcast. Look at my setup. It's not really exactly a good setup for podcast. Yeah, and it's not exactly a podcast. I'm making a video out of it as well. The word lazy. It's because I'm too lazy to set up to find a podcast streaming provider, and then I asked this question to a friend of mine, to a junior of mine, which podcast service he's using, and he's trying out a service as of now. So probably I'll ask about his opinion about his usage of that particular service, and maybe I'll use it to my own. But as of now, I'm just gonna YouTube it. Anyway, right, exciting week. This past week, I think So there was WWDC, which is the Apple conference for developers. That was exciting, bunch of products revealed. I think the most exciting one would be iOS 16. I mean, that would be the common excitement that was revealed, iOS 16, and then the new Macs M2, the new I think MacBook Air was also revealed, which was like much thinner than the first iPhone, which was actually kind of impressive. They can make MacBooks that thin. I'm not even sure how thick is my MacBook. Anyway, and then there's a bunch of software stuff. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you can sort of use your iPhone and then make it as your webcam or something like that. I think that's the coolest shit that I've ever seen. Because let's be honest, MacBook's webcam is a bit shitty. So when you use when you use iPhone as your webcam, that would literally solve the problem. I think iPhone can go up to 4K. I'm not sure if the webcam supports 4K from the iPhone. I haven't exactly tried myself. I'm not sure when can I try it. But yeah, I mean, exciting stuff, And then there's the rumored Apple car. I don't know if I'm gonna buy Apple car or not, man. Anyway, that was WWDC. It was very exciting. I think it ended a few days ago. Then there was, about a month ago, there was also Google I/O. So I actually attended one of the days of Google I/O because I work a lot with Flutter, and then during that time they were announcing Flutter 3, and I think that's the biggest announcement that they made of Flutter 3, and they were releasing support for desktop apps. You can build Flutter applications at desktop, Windows, Mac OS, and that's quite cool. Not sure if React Native can do it, maybe through Tron.js or something like that. But since you can build web, you can build mobile apps, you can build desktop apps as well. So it's really progressing quite fast. I'm not even sure when did Flutter started. Is it somewhere around 2017 or 2015? Because the first time I coded in Flutter is 2020 during the pandemic. Yeah, so I would say during that time, I would say I'm quite impressive with the amount of dedication that Google, which is the Flutter's owner, is it? Is owner the right term? Anyway, I'm quite impressive with what the Flutter team has done, has been going through, for the good of the Flutter community. Regardless, I'm still learning iOS, because why not? Anyway, for today, there was a recap of last week and also last month. Google I/O was a month ago. Anyway, Yeah, I think last time I wanted to talk about imposter syndrome. Yeah, let me just one sec. You gotta hydrate yourself, drink water constantly. Me myself, who lives in Malaysia, in this crazy hot weather, you need to really hydrate yourself, or else you're just gonna like be dizzy or some other shit. Anyway, yeah, I think I remember last week I wanted to talk about imposter syndrome, and it's because I also put inside my notes. Oh, I'm not showing anything. It's because I also put it inside my sort of like the podcast topic list that I'm gonna talk about it next. Actually, there's a lot inside my list, and the way I find these topics is actually through Twitter and Reddit and LinkedIn. Usually it's memes. Yeah, I thought most of my topics is usually coming from like memes and stuff that people tweet about or make a meme about, or yeah. So usually the rank would be Twitter, Reddit, and then LinkedIn. Anyway, yeah, imposter syndrome. I don't exactly have a textbook definition of it, but from what I understand is that it's sort of like the feeling that you're not really good enough, or you didn't exactly acknowledge your skill or your achievement, even though it's actually even though it's actually there, but you always thought that it's lacklustering, like it's not good enough, something like that, even though it is. So yeah, I would say I myself sort of like suffers from it, and I know a few of my peers, people, my friends doing uni also is going through the same stuff as me, like doubting themselves. Am I actually good enough for this? And there's not really an answer. I mean, there are answers to it, but I'm not the kind of person who will actually tell you, oh, this is the answer. It's more like I would tell you this is the answer to me specifically. So yeah, I think I should tell how exactly am I, why exactly do I think that I have like sort of like imposter syndrome. Probably because a lot of engineers in my workplace is actually got to it's actually damn good and yeah, I've been being put in that place. I think I also remember last week I also said that during the interview, like I noticed there's this huge gap of knowledge that exists between me and the engineers that I interviewed with, and now with the engineers that I work with. So yeah, that's exactly, I mean, that's my current situation of my imposter syndrome. And there's also like the second thing would be something along the lines of you comparing yourself with the people in social media. Like you saw your one of your friend or one of your the people that then suddenly get promoted into senior while you start as a junior still. Or maybe that, oh, your friend is getting a raise at pay while you still stuck at the same pay grade and stuff like that. Oh, your friend is actually this person is actually learning a new stuff, or this person actually joins a fan company, stuff like that. You more amazing achievements than you in your own context, in a way. So when that happens, you get distracted easily, you get demotivated easily, you feel like, man, I'm not actually progressing, I need to, or maybe you put so much strain into yourself that you feel like, okay, I need to learn this in a quarter of a year or something like that. You start to put unrealistic goals to yourself. So this is basically like the imposter syndrome kind of a problem. Like you feel like you're not good enough, which for me two things will happen. It's either I won't do anything at all, or maybe I do too much of it. Just I didn't exactly achieve the balance. So yeah, and I had like sort of like week through this, and then I also had help from my seniors and also from my friends. We openly talk about this kind of stuff, you know. So I mean, here's what I do in my case. So in my case, I would actually like put realistic goals, you know, and don't. I mean, try not to deviate from them. Like, let's say you put, okay, at least for me, I wanted to learn iOS, so I put initially I wanted to put like in a quarter, I would fully learn it, which is in 3 months. But then again, I started to see in full context, okay, I also have work to do. This project is going to kick off soon. I have like features need to be delivered. I don't think I'm going to be able to achieve that goal realistically. So for me, I would decide, okay, maybe at the end of the year I can fully comprehend the Swift the programming language, the iOS framework. So yeah, I mean, try to for me, I can easily compromise. It's fine with me as long as I actually do something about it to achieve it. You know, it doesn't really matter if you fail or not. I mean, failure, you know what they say. You know, failure is just one more step to success. You know, you can't exactly like skip your way up. I mean, of course, some people do that, but you know, like take your failures as a step forward. You know, don't treat it as a step backward. At least you do something, man. You know, so that's good enough in my book. If you do something about it, even though you fail, you earn my respect. So yeah, that's that. So at least that would be in my case. And another way to deal with at least another way for me to deal with imposter syndrome is actually like sort of like block out social media. Because okay, back then I usually don't go to LinkedIn as well as much, and also I'm still not really active at Instagram as well. So I mean, you sort of like cut off certain social media and such because you don't want that kind of like toxic positivity, they say. I'm not sure if I'm using that correctly, but don't you sort of block it out, you know. Like if you don't see that, then I don't know, something like that, like ignorance is bliss kind of thing. But in the context of your career, actually knowing more is actually better lah, I would say. It's just that for your own mental health, probably you can think about that. Just my 2 cents. And yeah, it's a bit tricky to talk about imposter syndrome because everyone has it differently, and I wouldn't say this is just for software engineers, even though that's all I'm seeing. I mean, even I feel like maybe doctors or lawyers or other professions have this kind of problem. Maybe I'm saying in context in terms of software engineers because that's the profession, that's the career path that I'm taking on, so I'm more used to seeing from their point of view instead of like other professions or other careers point of view. But I mean, you can let me know. I mean, I'm still using YouTube. I'm not sure if Spotify can drop down any comments or something like that. Anyway, yeah, back to me saying about other profession. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I feel like it is possible. I mean, I feel like it does exist for other professions other than software engineers, you know. And so the set of things that I did might or might not work for it, but I guess we'll never know, you know. Anyway, yeah, DYOR, do your own research about it as well, even though I'm talking about it as of this moment. But still do your own research on how to manage it. I mean, especially in other professions, because anyhow, don't really, like I said as a disclaimer, don't really take my advice literally. I'm just stating what works for me. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bummer, you know, like don't let the feeling of like discouragement of you not feeling that good, or discouraged just because you don't think that you earn it or achieve it or something like that, stops you from achieve greatness. I feel like you actually can, you know. I mean, I used to sort of like had negative emotions, negative thoughts on my own, and as of now, I mean, I still have, but I properly manage it, and thankfully I can also like inspire others. I mean, there's also this one junior I've talked about a few weeks ago. You know, she's also like wanting to become a software engineer, and I'm starting to like being more and more confident talking about this. You know, what kind of things that you could look into, maybe, and sort of like things that resources that you can go through. Like I give her resources to kickstart her degree and such. So yeah, I think as time goes for me, you're becoming more and more comfortable to talk about it, and even for this podcast, I'm also getting more and more comfortable to talk about certain stuff, and I think it's sort of like a good stepping stone for me, because I'm not exactly like good in this kind of thing, I would say, but yeah, this is me stepping out of my comfort zone. This is me trying to like manage my expectation, manage my goals, manage manage my, what's the word actually, let's just say I'm trying to manage myself by doing this. Yeah. Where exactly did I get the idea to do podcast? I'm not even sure. But yeah, do what you need to do. You know, like, I'm not sure if I did inspire someone to make podcast. I might need to ask him also lah. maybe I'll ask him later on. Anyway, yeah. So that would be it on how I handle my imposter syndrome. You know, and I hope that whoever it is that's listening to it, if you feel like you're not good enough, I'm sure that's not true, and I'm sure that you are actually good, and you need to give yourself more credit than you given as of now. You know, you need to cut off some slack on yourself. You need to, you know, what do you say, take a break, take a Kit Kat, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think that will be about it about imposter syndrome. I'm not sure if I want to invite someone to my podcast. I mean, I do have certain candidates, but maybe we'll see. Maybe once I get more and more comfortable talking to a camera, talking to a mirror. Hi, mirror. Yeah, sort of. Anyway, as I'm maybe when I'm starting to be more comfortable, then I can think about it. But as of now, you'll be enjoying me alone. Anyway, I think that will be it. It's not sure what would I talk about next. I'm not even opening my Notion right now, so I guess it'll be a surprise. Anyway, that's about it. Oh my god, how many times have I said that? Right, I'll end it. Thank you for listening, and have a good day ahead. Yeah.